Hello and welcome to this weather update. It's about almost 10 o'clock at night. Very warm out there still, 81 at Farmingdale. Very warm night, a very hot day. I think it got up to 90 today. 89 at Farmingdale was the high. The humidity did come down in the afternoon, but still hot. But the dew points did drop into the 50s. But still hot out there, you know. It just makes it feel less humid, but you're still hot. And you can see here temperatures are generally, it looks like, let's take a look at. So we got 81 at Farmingdale. Even on the south shore is a little cooler. It looks like mid 70s. But other than that, you head out to Suffolk County, it looks like it's in the mid 70s, so it's dropping a little more there. Let me put the dew point in here too, so you'll see. Dew points generally a little higher in Suffolk County in the low 60s. Nassau County mid 50s dew points. The city still near 80. Dew points in the mid 50s. Let's take a look at Toms River in New Jersey, southern New Jersey here. It's actually cooler in Toms River than it is here. I can't believe it. 74. The thing is, it does cool off at night there. It does, but it was probably hot during. Dew points in the mid 50s. So let's change this over to historical. We're going to look at today's high temperature for today. Let's see what it got up to in Toms River. Looks like close to 90 in Toms River. Let's see how the city did. 85 in Central Park, 90 at LaGuardia. Close to 90 in much of Long Island, even the South Shore, because the LAC got that killer west wind going. Yeah, highs were generally upper 80s to around 90 across much of Long Island today. Very, like I said, very hot. Because we didn't have the sea breeze, so that kept us really, really on the hot side. And you can see here's that front, that dry front, I'll call it. Not really a cold front. Actually, hotter behind it. And you can see the front's kind of hung up over the southeast a little bit there. Let's go take a look at. And then we're done with that. We're going to first look at the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook. And it has chances for above normal temperatures in the east. In the northeast, it looks like you have a stretch of above normal going all the way from the upper Midwest into the east. And then if you look at the right, at the precipitation, we are equal chances. But to our north, it's below normal. And to our south, it's above normal. Now if we go to the 8 to 14 day, similar idea. So let's take a look at the models, and we already looked at what is going to happen as far as the upper air goes yesterday, so I don't think I'm going to get into it on this one. Instead, we are just going to look at our area on this one, because I'm tired. It was brutal out there. Thank God I was able to sit inside, but it was still brutal. So we stay dry tomorrow. You notice some shower activity off to the southwest that might make its way into overnight Thursday and Friday. And then maybe hanging on a little bit on the eastern part there, because this front is going to be just sitting over us. And then another chance of some shower activity. Saturday, we do need some rain. So the chances for shower activity are welcome. And you can see that chance of shower activity kind of remains. You can see that high that kind of builds in with that trough. But whether we'll have any clear days or not remains to be seen. We'll look at the dew points. See, I'm just covering the surface in this one because as I did yesterday. So here is today. Actually, no, this is tomorrow. It's the Thursday. So you still have that. You see that front just sitting over us. Drier air just to the north and the west. More humid air off to the south and the east. Friday, you can see a similar idea that front's just going to sit over us, basically. And then the humidity comes back on Saturday and Sunday. We're definitely dealing with that humidity. And then Sunday could be quite brutal because if you look at the wind direction here, you see that west-southwest wind. That's going to kill us there. And then the backdoor front, another front tries to come through Monday and Tuesday, but we still don't really get much relief here. Crappy pattern overall. Here's July 4th. Just not really good pushes of dry air until the end of the period, and we might finally see something, but it looks like, again, another situation where the front just stalls out, and then looks like it's spinning something tropical up there on the 9th. So let's go look at the temperatures here. So here is the temperatures for tomorrow. Temperatures generally in the low to mid 80s, probably again. Upper 80s, maybe over New Jersey. Here's Friday, mid 80s. And then starts heating up over New Jersey, perhaps 90 or better on Saturday. And with Sunday, you can see it's going to be close to 90 with that brutal west wind. Thank God we can sit aside, because after that it gets brutal. It looks like it's going to be hot. It's no really nice weather. It's generally going to be hot. You can see generally the deal. We have a couple of bouts of heat. Not severe heat, but hot. It is technically the hottest time of the year, so we are in that right now. July is the hottest month. Let's go look at the cloud cover. I'm sure we won't have any nice clear skies. You can see there's that. Friday we might get some sunny sky. I'm hoping Friday we can get some blue skies, because after that it looks like we're playing with a lot of clouds. Monday we might get some clear skies, but just not going to be all that cool out there. Keep that in mind. And you can see that push right there, that little bit of push that might come through, and then I'm not even going to go that far out on that. So let's go to the NAM 12 kilometer here, showing the precipitation here for tomorrow. And this is the 0Z. I don't want the 0Z. We'll use the 18Z. Enough of that. And so you can see it does develop some showers just to the north and the west of New York City there, and then keeps us dry until maybe Sunday. Now let me move this over to the 3 kilometer. I'm sorry if I'm a little out of it. It was just really brutal walking around out there. I should not have walked at all. It was too hot. Got to me. Okay, so here you can see that little wave along the stall front. That's going to generate some shower activity. And this 3 kilometer has it mostly over New Jersey, the coastal Jersey Shore area, but some of it might wind up brushing Long Island. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then Friday, it's drier, so we shouldn't see as much activity on Friday. Let me see how this handles the sky. But generally, you're not really having a good, strong front move through, so it kind of just gets washed out, and then we get to deal with the clouds and this lingering humidity and shower chances. Here's Friday. It's trying to break us out of the clouds, but don't count on much. Don't count on really nice skies with this pattern that we're in right now. Let's go and look at the dew points on this. This is higher resolution, so I'm kind of curious to see how this handles the dew points now. This is a higher resolution model, so you get to see the dew points. You can see dry air tries to build in, but then you get that surge of humidity. That's where the shower chance comes in tomorrow afternoon, and then the same thing Friday. Mostly east. You can see dew points could be humid on the east end, but drier in the west, and actually drier in New Jersey on Friday before it starts getting humid again. It's just, you're not seeing good pushes of air coming down, and that's the issue. We got this. I guess I have to go to the upper. I like to. I guess that's why you lead off with the upper air, because it's kind of like without leading off with the upper air, it's kind of messed up that way. But before I go to that, I want to look at the HRRR. Go to the other one, and we're going to look at the chances of precipitation here for tomorrow, so we can get an idea. There is the chance of a shower, but it's very spotty. It's not really going to bust at the drought we are in, that's for sure. And even if we go to the GFS and we look at the total accumulated rain here, this is going from very little. This is going right through. We don't really start seeing. Maybe next week we'll see a little more rain, maybe. But it's going to be showery in nature, so it's not like everybody's going to get it. That's the key. But yeah, this is a crappy pattern, because when we go out and we look at the North American view, and we'll go to the upper air now, because we do want to do that, I guess. Sorry if this update's a little mixed up. So you can see that trough there. Yesterday was much better. Even though it was humid, the air was much better. So you see that trough, but then it kind of just lifts out and dissipates, and that's why that front is going to get kind of hung up. And then we have another bigger trough in the west. And then we have this cutoff, very weak cutoff next week. But you see that intense ridging there in Canada. And you can see toward the end of the period it wants to develop some troughing. Now, if we go look at the European model, yeah, there's that trough. It kind of just dissipates it. So if you're in the upper Midwest, you'll get some cool air. But for us, it's going to be a glancing blow. And then you can see that ridge again building into Canada. But that little trough over us that'll keep us from getting the worst of the heat. But generally speaking, not a great pattern. Not the kind of pattern I want to see. I want to see the trough in the east. So like what we had a couple of weeks ago when we were in that nice cool pattern that we were enjoying for much of the first part of June. It was beautiful. But now we're getting into this crap pattern. It could be worse, though. Could be a strong ridge in the east. We're not seeing that. But there'll definitely be bouts of heat and humidity in there for sure. The other thing that I want to talk about here, we're going to look at the MODIS. Track the dust coming off Africa here. Because they've had some pretty thick dust coming off Africa. So you can see that first cloud there. It was over Puerto Rico yesterday, and they had very hazy skies. And now it's heading into, looks like, the south. So it looks like New Orleans, down into Texas, they're going to be dealing with it. And so it's going to be over the south. I don't think we'll see it because we have that weak trough. So hopefully that'll suppress it. There's another cloud of dust coming off Africa over here. So keep an eye on this. Obviously, the dust helps inhibit tropical development, so that's very important. I do want to look at the GFS again. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place here on this weather update. Normally I have a set way of doing things. I was just kind of just tired. Just tired. I'm just having a little anxiety attack tonight, just, over everything going on, Yeah, and I should be happy we're able to eat inside, but I'm just nervous about everything else happening. So this is, sometimes some nights I have anxiety attacks. So I'll try to get the weather update up before that happens or after it happens, but I'm still dealing with it, sort of. So let me just see that tropical system there. And it forms here. I know this is way in the future here. All right, it looks like it forms one that's going to be impacting, because this is the 5th. Again, this is, I see, and then it emerges off the east coast intact and re-strengthens again. That's really weird. I'm sure that's not on the Canadian. The Canadian doesn't even go that far. This is just a fantasy storm, Don't. But you can see the general pattern. It's not a good trough in the east. You have a pattern that's going to cause fronts to get hung up, and the dry air just. If you look at the dew points again, the dry air just kind of gets. We get a little taste of it, but you can see that Western Atlantic ridge. You have a Western Atlantic ridge. You have a trough, but you can see it's mainly in the middle of the country. So if we go up to Conus, you'll see the dry air. It's mainly in the west. It doesn't want to make it to the east because you got that ridge there. This really shows up that ridge nicely. So that ridge is definitely, but it's not. It's built a little bit, but it hasn't. It's not as bad as it could be. So that's pretty much the deal here. But if we go right through the end of the period and look at rainfall, total accumulated precip, you'll see very little for Arizona. Maybe they'll get something in Flagstaff. It looks like the southeast is going to get most of the rain. We'll get something, but we really could use some rain. It's very dry over here. Very, very dry. Very dry. So I guess that'll wrap up this weather update. As far as our weather goes, with the front, it's just not going to be like nice crystal clear weather, but it won't be terrible either. Right now, I'm thinking the nicest day will be Friday. Looks like it has not too many clouds over Long Island. It's still going to be hot, though. Temperature's still going to be in the probably mid-80s, maybe upper 80s perhaps. And the dew points, depending on where you are, might be in the 50s, but maybe the East End might have dew points closer into the mid-60s. And you can see, looking at the wind flow, there's no real strong flow coming out of Canada to suppress the humidity. So Best relief will probably be with sea breezes on the south shore, uh, but not really a great pattern to go hiking in. That's for sure. Especially if you're like me. Don't do well in the heat. Unless you give me an air-conditioned suit or something. Anyway, thank you for watching and take care.